YouTube, what's going on, friends and family? It's your boy, the Bad Wolf. All right, so thanks for checking in. Thank you to all those people who have hit the bell, like, and subscribe. If you haven't already done so, please do so. I appreciate it. You guys are making the numbers skyrocket. I appreciate it. Though that's great, it's really not my purpose of doing this. It's mostly to get this information out there. Just because so many people have told me that I really need to get this out there to help people. So that's what this is for. But anyway, that's great too. I appreciate it all. Also, thank you for the donations because that helps keep the lights on, right? All right. So anyway, this one is going to be about something kind of a revelation I came across in trying to mastermind this information with the passport and the whole, asterisks and stars and non-citizen, U.S. citizen, non-citizen national, and things of that nature. So let's get right to it. Now, I noticed well, first of all, if you are just watching this video for the first time, you probably need to watch some of my other videos just to kind of get familiar with what I'm talking about. This is for the people who already know what I'm talking about. But real quickly, this is a DS82. Now, the DS11 is for people who have, expired passports. This is just a renewal. The DS82 is a renewal, but the same information on here applies to the DS11. Okay. So with this one, you can basically take a picture of yourself with your cell phone. Make sure it's clear with a white background if you want to use your own picture versus paying 15 or 20 bucks at the post office or wherever else. Send it to Walgreens, or you can go online. I apologize, I don't have the website I wrote down. But once you do that, you can go to Walgreens and print it on there in a 2x2 format. Okay, so just make sure you follow the guidelines for your pictures. The other information is you can still sign the bottom of your DS11 or DS82 with UCC 1-308, without prejudice. And you're going to sign this. Now, with the DS11, you don't sign it. The 82, you do sign it and you send it in via mail. Okay? So the other things that we need to, I guess, address is here, right there where it says state. You want to make sure that you put your state across this and just spell it out like that. Okay. Now, they may abbreviate it in their system, but when you abbreviate that, that's not really an indication, but a way of them to pull you into their jurisdiction because they own the two-letter abbreviations. Okay. Especially if it's all caps. For us, it's capital W, capital I. They own that. The state of Wisconsin owns WINS. Okay. So that's one of the things you need to watch out for. The next thing is that on the, let's see, right here where it says place of birth, it says city and state. Sorry, let me get back on the camera. City and state, if in the U.S., which is their jurisdiction, okay? Or city and country as it is presently known. Okay, so this can kind of be a trap because they're trying to say, oh, were you born, if you're born in a city and a state, then obviously you were born in the United States, which pulls you back into 14th Amendment citizen. Okay, that's what they want you to do. So in looking at this, I was like, well, okay, well then what's my other option? It says city and country as it is presently known. So that has to be the way of going outside or becoming a state citizen, which is what this is about, or a national. So for me, I put Milwaukee, which is our home city, and then you want to put USA, right? Okay, well, keep that in mind for just 2 seconds. Then as you drop down here, it says country if outside of the United States. Okay, so obviously I have United States of America in here. But I'm thinking, they don't mail passports outside of the United States. Okay, so if this is your mailing address, why would they have that there? I'm just going to go ahead and apologize if you guys see something crazy pop up on my thing, on my back there, because it's just a random pictures I have on my computer. So So with that, they don't mail these passports out to anybody outside of the United States. They don't. It says it right on their website. Okay. So if they're going to mail it to you, where can you possibly be that's outside of the United States? Now, for those people who know, the United States includes their territories like Guam and Puerto Rico and things of that. Okay, so that could be what they're talking about. Or is that the trap? Because if you put like, Guam on there, okay, that means you want it to be sent mailed to Guam or Puerto Rico. That I believe they will do because that's their territory. But because these people have such an amazing way to do, a play on words, or as some people say, semantics, um, my theory was this. So I go and look at my birth certificate, and under where it says place of birth, it does say here. Matter of fact, let me grab it real quick. It's right here. All right. Now it's super old like me. And I don't know if the new ones have these. So if you guys have birth certificates out there, obviously I don't need to see them or have them. But if you take a look at them, and feel free to comment below or message me. You guys have already done that, so you know how to get a hold of me. Mine says, if not in the USA, name of country. Okay. It starts off saying state of birth in all capital letters for reasons then explained, or you guys know why. And then in parentheses, it says, if not in the USA, name of country. So once again, that could be that they're talking about Guam, Puerto Rico, or these other places that are considered territories. Okay, so but are they their own country? So that got me thinking that you could either put that down, or like on my birth certificate, it says Wisconsin. So okay, going back to the DS11 or 82 in this case, what if I were to put my country, but here's the catch. My country was Wisconsin, okay, down here. So this is what I'm going to do. I haven't mailed this off yet. Well, obviously I have a real full one. But I'm going to put Wisconsin here where it says country. And I'll tell you why. Those people who have already taken my advice and done their forms the way I've said have either definitely gotten 3, but the most recent ones with all the updated information have gotten, I think some have gotten 4. Okay. So that's awesome. So we're making progress, 4 asterisks or 4 stars, depending. Not that really should matter, but what I'm trying to do is perfect the proper paperwork to pull you either 90% or 100% out of their jurisdiction as a true state citizen, okay, or a national. So the reason why I say I might just put Wisconsin here just to try it. Now, currently I've got the 3 stars, the 3 asterisks, which is good enough, but I want to understand the process and help people who this really might mean something to. So here, where it says place of birth Milwaukee, but if I put Wisconsin here, okay, that definitely puts me into their U.S. jurisdiction. All right. So I put Wisconsin, and then over here, country, USA. Okay. Because if I put Milwaukee and Wisconsin, then that pulls me into their jurisdiction. I don't want that. So I put Milwaukee and then United States of America or USA. Down here, sorry if you can't see it, for those people who don't have the form following with, if I put Wisconsin here, country outside of that. Now, I looked up the definition of country, and a country, it's actually in my phone, wherever that is right now, says that it's a area of its own with its own local government and nation. Okay, well, for instance, Wisconsin has its own territory. It has its own local government. We've got a local government, we've got the federal government, but we have our own government. And then we have nation. Well, what's a nation? So I looked up the definition of nation. And a nation is any body of people all organized under the same name. So for us, it would be Wisconsinites. And, capable of making their own laws and abiding by them. So then I looked up the definition, like what's the difference between a state and a country? And you can Google this, don't just take my word for it. So I Googled it, and it says that they're actually interchangeable because this word state qualifies as a country. So, and then once again, this is not legal advice. I'm just giving you what I know. So thereby, a state it's considered a country. A country is a state. And if you think about it, all of the United States are their own actual separate countries, able to do their own laws and whatever else. But we come together under the umbrella of well, yeah, it is a corporation, as the U.S. or the USA. Huzzah. So I found that really interesting. So when I mail this off, which will probably be in the next 2 weeks because I have everything prepared, I'm going to try it that way and see if they update it. And special thanks out to those people who have been messaging me and who are working with me currently on trying to get this perfected. One of the individuals is going to get a passport reader, the same as like the cops have, so that we can see what information pops up when we put this, in there. And then also, let's see, what is it? Make a copy of your paperwork and keep that with you in your vehicle, just because of the fact that, if you need to go to court or something, which, I have some other videos on some information about like that kind of stuff coming up. So subscribe. And when you have that information, there's things you should have done to not get there in the first place. But if you happen to get there, you might need this as proof that you are a national. If you can get them to send you a receipt of your information, that's also great. Typically, they won't give you a receipt like at the post office or whatever else. You can ask for I think it's not called a transcript, but you can ask for, it's something like that, like a receipt or transcript of your passport, okay? And it tells you where you've been and gives you the breakdown of your information. So you can apply for that. I think it's online. You have to go to the Department of State Travel.gov and find that information. So that might come in useful for that. Other than that, lastly, if you do this, remember that you want to put on here rule-free delivery, which is the RFD, which is notated up in there. Write out the name of your state and put your all zeros here to remove yourself from that aspect of jurisdiction. Now, you can't do that for both, and you can't use a post office for both, okay? Because they have to have a solid place to be able to contact you. All right, and they just won't do that. I've contacted, I've tried. They're not having it. So don't go through that trial by fire like I had to. The reason why using number 18 for your permanent address as rule-free delivery is better, because this means that you are outside of their jurisdiction. So if you use it over here for mailing address and you put your real address over here, you're going to be still considered a U.S. citizen. All right, so I wouldn't make that mistake. Okay, all this stuff came from trial and error, from watching tons of videos, buying expensive courses, things of that nature. All right, and I haven't even paid for like the expensive ones. Like some of the people have contacted me and they're like, yeah, I just dropped $1,200 on so-and-so, I dropped $1,800. All my information here is free. I do appreciate donations. Some people do donate, some people don't. It's not the end of the world. If I'm going to provide something, like in my next video, I think I'm going to do a revocation of election on how to bypass paying federal taxes. And the other one is, I'm going to call that one like, the cop judge stop letter, which basically are all the questions that you should give to the cop or send to the judge before you even go into court to qualify them, basically to prove that they have the jurisdiction over you. All right, so those I may charge for, so just, whatever, we'll see. But in general, all this is really, and that's only because I'm building those from like the ground up. All right. This other stuff, most of it I got free or, bits and pieces or already new. So that's why I'm just giving out there for a donation. So I appreciate you guys' support. That's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts if you would like. I try to get back to everybody as soon as I can. It's a little overwhelming. I work like 2 jobs, including doing this. So like I said, I really do appreciate the extra support. It allows me to have a little bit more time to do this and research it. So if you guys have found any of this information helpful, you know, like I said, just subscribe. And that's pretty much about it. So hopefully this is something good for you guys. Be blessed. Keep your mind right. And just keep watching the videos. Keep liking them. My channel is not just dedicated to this, although by the reviews, you would think it was because people like that the most. I'm glad it helps. So I try to stay on this because this is what I'm mostly focused on. But I've got tons of other videos out there for making money and, you know, new products and technology and whatever comes my way that's of interest. So thank you for all the appreciation. That's about it, guys. Have a great day. And you guys are the best part of this channel. So talk to you later. Bad Wolf over and out.